I went in 1996. My husband and I went and was on a tour. And before I went, I had read in a magazine an ad of this man. He was restoring a Jewish cemetery, and it was in my mother's hometown. And I called him. And I told him that I was going to go to Europe, and I was going to be in Poland. And I knew exactly where, I was going to be in Warsaw, and I was going to be in Krakow. And I knew that Krakow was not that far from the town. So I said, I really would like to visit. And so he gave me a contact. I got it, and that was before email. And I contacted this somebody, a young man, a young Polish man, and through them I made arrangements to be picked up. I was picked up in Warsaw and driven to Staszów, and then stayed overnight and went to Krakow. But I went there. There was a young woman from Chicago, as a matter of fact, Peace Corps. She was working the Peace Corps in Staszów, in that town, and she came with the driver, and she told me she wanted me to speak to her high school class. She was teaching English. So that was an experience, quite an experience, coming into the town, being welcomed with flowers, and staying overnight in what I called a half-star hotel. And I was invited to the homes, went to people's homes. They were very gracious to me, very, very nice to me. As far as my feelings about the town, I had none. This was not my mother's town. This was a city that had apartment buildings. She lived there, was maybe 5,000 people. It was a city of 20,000. You would not know that there had ever been Jews there. Nothing. Nothing. And I was asked to speak because the students there had never seen a Jew. This was a town where the Jews were over 50%. They were 58% of the population. Never saw a Jew. And it was an interesting experience, but in terms of feeling, I'm standing in this town that my mother talked about. I could have been anywhere. I had no feelings at all about it. No, nothing. It surprised me. I thought I'd feel something. I didn't. I didn't. And I got a letter from this young woman the day after we left. Some people went, this man had put up, they gathered stones from all around. The Nazis had simply bulldozed the cemetery. But there were stones, from Mitzvahs. And they would put together, something, and had a little fenced-in area, sort of like, and then he put up a monument. And so it was like a little virtual cemetery. And I went there, and I looked, and it was, I did have some feelings there when I saw the Mitzvahs, and I looked around, and I knew I wouldn't find anything of my own family there. There was nothing to be found. And the day after we left, I got a letter from her, and she said somebody went in and put swastikas on everything. So why would I go back? Now, of course, I did go on the trip to the Ukraine again, and I have to tell you, same thing, nothing. I know other people had different feelings that were on the trip. I didn't. As far as I'm concerned, they could say, oh, there's a revival, it's nothing. It is a cemetery. It is. It's pitiful and pathetic and sad.